Fruit, which was cabbage on 15. My Detroit players, Tim for my hooligans in Brooklyn, dead right, with the head like Biggie there, and confidence moves and things on the rules, never lose, never choose to.
Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dog Bowers, and today I know you guys are thinking, dude, why are you doing this? This is like the worst possible time for me. I can't watch this. I'm at work. Well, you know what? I'm just trying. I'm working some things out. I'm working some kinks out. I want to see. I was a little worried yesterday about some internet connection. I also want to try checking it out with an iPhone, using it instead of through this device here. Let me know how the quality is. I mean, I'd really like it to be sharp, but maybe it's not possible to get the same GoPro HD stuff. But anyway, let's start today off. I love starting with quotes, and every single day I got to make this quote. This could possibly be the best day ever, and the forecast for tomorrow is 1,006% better. I love that, and I got another quote I saw today that I really like. It says, it's a quote by Albert Einstein: "Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value." I think that is so important today. I think people got success a little bit screwed up, and we got to try and find out. I think we all, for me personally, like, I'm happiest when I'm doing stuff like this. For some reason, I don't know, it's just the way God made me, but I'm happiest when I'm helping other people and kind of sharing my passion. So, you know, that's what I want to do today. I want to create something here that'll give you some value. And today we are going to talk about something, and I know this is not the best time for you guys. If you guys want to leave me a comment and tell me, you know, what time you think would be best. The problem is sometimes I just got to get this content out, even if I can't ideally get the biggest crowd here. So I'm going to start announcing this better, but this today and yesterday are not about getting a big crowd. I'm really just testing things. What I really want to go today, this has been bugging me for a long time, is I was invited. I don't know if you guys know about CrackCraftFan.com. They're a great place. Those guys have been killing it for a long time. And if you like anything about crack crafts, if you have a crack craft, I love those guys. They're awesome. And I don't really do enough. And honestly, I haven't done enough for them. But you know, I'm not really big on forums, but it's a great place to get information. And there's a video that was posted there about, maybe I'll share it on the website. But here's what the guy said. He said, "Hey, everyone, looking for some advice, voices of experience. In other words, barefooting, neck support, and injuries." It says, "My girlfriend is learning to barefoot and took a pretty bad fall a month ago today. Her neck got jacked up. We're pretty sure it's a case of whiplash, and she is still having pain and range of motion issues. Has anyone dealt with this?" And then mentioned some other people they've talked to. Said, "I've never had lingering pain like this or known anyone who has." Well, anyone agree or disagree? Does anyone know how to strengthen the neck to avoid this? She's getting slowly better and her pain is subsiding, but we're concerned that she could get really hurt. Any words of wisdom? Here's the fall in question. I'll post the video on here, but this is literally near and dear to my heart. Let me flip over screens here. Again, you guys got good audio. Give me a okay, I can hear you if you're out there. I want to make sure I'm using a new microphone, my Super Yeti mic here, which I haven't used a lot, but hopefully that's the audio is good and you guys can hear me. All right, so here's the deal on this. Basically, the guy shows him getting his girlfriend outside the wake, and like I said, I'll post the video, and she's getting up, and it's super common in this sort of thing where there's a couple ways to approach neck braces, and that's like near and dear to my heart. So I guess I should first be real clear on a couple things. Number one, I am not a doctor. You know, if you want to seek medical advice, I would recommend speaking to a doctor. But as far as experience with this issue, I have tons of it. So I've broken my neck twice. One time jumping into a pool a long time ago, which was very serious, required a halo, and hit so hard on the pool bottom that took my eyebrows out, took a big chunk out of my chin. You could probably set a quarter where that prickly bottom pool had ripped that out. And then I, being a tough guy and a barefooter, I decided I wouldn't go to the hospital. Went out to eat that night looking like a monster. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. And it was horrible. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, I wasn't thinking. This is what, people with, I got a high pain threshold. So if you know people with high pain thresholds, they might need their friends to tell them to do smart things instead of stupid things like I did. So anyway, the next day I went out and played racquetball, and I went to swing the racket, and I literally was temporarily paralyzed and ended up going to the hospital. So that started the whole thing, and halo and all that. Thank heavens the Lord protected me on that. So I know that. I also broke my neck, a minor break of that. The serious one was C3, and that was completely sublexed and cracked through the body. That was a very serious break. The next time I broke it was C6, spinous process. Not as serious a break. I did that, I think it was at the training at the 96 Worlds. Also undiagnosed at first, and skied the tournament with it. Horrible. And so that changed my view. Anytime you have a traumatic injury like that, it really changes your worldview of how you're going to help, how you're going to do your barefoot. I was actually afraid and almost quit barefooting because of that. So yes, it can really, does anyone? Yes, with it, most experience from their barefoot, and it's to get down area. If you, I was in college, I'm probably in the history of so I'm just setting my colleagues. I am bragging. I cannot 4 years university and was the worst wrestler in college. It did teach me a lot and tough. I deal with it, and God protected me, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. But I was literally happier to get out of wrestling than I was to get out of college. I mean, I wanted out, but man, good experience. So as far as neck injuries, I was kind of prepared for that because of wrestling. But when you fall and get a shooting pain down your arm, what that is, and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm talking from experience, okay? What that is referred pain. So what's happened is you've had some sort of probably subluxation in your spine. When we fall barefooting, it's like a whiplash effect. A doctor could much better explain that. But the one fact I can guarantee you is that pain down your arm, although very serious, that there were times where I literally felt like almost like someone was cutting me back in the long time ago. I used to take horribly hard falls when we were old school, down low, super high speeds, and like innovating really hard tricks, that I did, like feet to feet toe turns and line. I fell hard. I think people literally traveled to see how hard I fell because it was epic. But anyway, this pain that shoots down, my recommendation is, of course, use your best judgment. If you think you need to go to hospital, you can. But let me explain, for most barefooters who've had this before, they know what to do. The very first thing you should do is put ice on it. And that will take down there's actually data out there that suggests that ice does not help with inflammation. So me personally, even if it doesn't help with inflammation, I have noticed my own experience consistently when I put ice here and I'm getting referred pain down here, it absolutely helps with that pain. Okay. And so another thing is I'm a huge fan of chiropractic care because it's something that you can do immediately to get help. And a great chiropractor who knows sports, super handy. A couple of years ago, I would have recommended icing and Advil. You could take Advil, the standard dose, 200 milligrams for those if it's very serious. I'm going to do a whole separate thing on ibuprofen because now the studies on ibuprofen are not good. And if there's any way to avoid that, I would avoid that. But you want to keep your neck safe. You want ice. If you have to, take Advil, see a professional. But this will go away if you have not broken something or a more serious acute injury. That is not uncommon for most of barefooting. My contribution to this conversation is that there's a couple ways of going about this. A lot of people feel that having a neck brace is the answer to this hard fall. So the thinking goes, I've fallen hard, I hurt my neck, so what I'll do is I'll brace my neck so I can fall hard again and maybe not hurt my head. Well, guess what? That is, I mean, I get that because I wore a neck brace a lot. And any of you guys have known me for like 20 plus years. And when I trained with Ron Scarpa, Ron used to never wear a neck brace, but as he got older and he took some beatings when flips and inverted jumping came, yes, there was so much compression. And plus, as you get older, the neck brace really feels comfortable if you have to train at that same level. But the much, much smarter thing, let's take competitive barefooting aside, because that's the teeniest group of people, the people I'm least concerned about, although I'm happy to help any of those. But let's talk about the average person like this guy. This guy takes out his girlfriend falls, and now they're discussing in this big, long conversation about neck braces to protect her, to keep her from getting hurt again. That is really not the question at hand. For me, and this is what I'm so passionate about, and anyone out there that's going to listen to this, and I know there's not, it's not tons of people right now, but I mean, lots and lots of people are going to see this on my YouTube channel and on our site and other places and in the forums. Here's what I want to tell you is, bracing for a fall impact to protect yourself is not the answer to this question, is not the answer to this solution. You fell hard. The key is, and follow my logic here, is if we could not fall, that would make the neck injury heal up. So let's separate two things. As far as getting healthier, I'm not a doctor. You do what you think you have to do. If you want my advice on this and you do not have an acute diagnosed injury, I will follow your own God-given brain. If you don't think you should barefoot, do not barefoot until you're healthier. In the meantime, how about we collect some information to ski smarter, and let's aim for no fall barefooting. I've been preaching this to the choir and to other people for a long, long time. I've spent a long time doing this, and anyone who's on who wants to know more about this, email me, message the@gmail.com, message me through Facebook, whatever, you email, and I'll actually send you a free copy of that. But here's the deal. This girl, she went out, she barefooted. Now, if I diagnosed what happened in the fall, I explain the much smarter thing to do, not to brace for the fall, is to work on barefooting. In addition, having helped more people to learn to barefoot without falling than I'm sure anyone and everyone else in the world, except maybe my students who are out doing the same thing, is the key to this thing that gets so exciting is when you can help people avoid the whole thing. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. People still don't believe me it can be done, but I've taught thousands and thousands of people, and not me personally as well. I've literally, through my DVD and showing the videos, been able to help people. So we could go and talk about and enter into discussions about the different neck braces and stuff like that. But my point is this. Now, there would be people out there, it's like Barefoot Central's got this over-the-shoulder boulder holder wraparound neck brace. And if your conversation is, what's the best way to secure my neck so it can't actually move, therefore it won't hopefully snap like that and create that same whiplash effect, I could see where that logic would come in. The problem with that is that neck brace does not allow you to see well. If you can't see well, like especially backwards, because you can't tip your, I don't know if you can see that, in a back position, that neck brace doesn't allow you to kind of tilt your head up. So you either have to look down like this when you're back barefooting, or you have to stand up higher where you can see, which is, both of those things are going to lead to more falls. So what I'm a fan of is learning whether forwards or backwards to barefoot without falling. That reduce the speeds more, break it down into, like for forwards, butt glide and 3-point. So if I was helping this girl get back into barefooting and see what's happened, the reality of the situation is she is very nervous. Her chances of going back on the water with a neck brace, all that's going to do is scare the living tar out of her. Put a neck brace and a helmet on if you want, but she's literally, now you've sent her the signal that there's an ass whooping coming. So let's be prepared for it. That is not the signal we want to send. You may have to back that down to skiing right on the boom if it's serious enough. Ski on the short rope for learn the butt glide and the 3-point. I don't want to go into all that as much. Just let's, in theory, about neck braces and what's the correct way to do it. Because the neck brace decision usually comes with people who have really hard, are scared to death to be able to go and do the same thing they did, not fall. They're not stupid, they want to fall, but they want to be better protected for when they fall. And it haven't changed the information, or you hadn't corrected the problem, I don't recommend doing when you did and bracing better impact. So as far as, I don't like jumping discussions. I'm not a fan of the barefoot, no slam them. The guy who designed, you know, for him, he felt very safe and secure in using that neck brace. He's passionate that that neck brace, you know, has allowed him to go from a broken neck to continue barefooting. I'm not going to dispute that. What I'm saying is, let's have a different discussion. Instead of worrying about what a, you know, intermediate to advanced barefooter is going to do in that situation, let's worry more about how to avoid it at all costs. Because let's if you've had a serious neck injury, let's say you broke your neck like this guy did, what the real discussion is, how can you barefoot without stressing your neck at all? Don't barefoot at the same level of difficulty and put yourself in a situation like doing turns and stuff. Now, you know, he's terrified about moving his neck, so now he wants to do all the hardcore cool stuff and have the protection. It doesn't work well like that. You have to baby step yourself back in. So there are neck braces. There's one by Barefoot Central. There's another one, the Barefoot company, that's got one that kind of narrows in front. That one, if you had to use it, it'd be more my favorite because it allows some flexibility. And then there was the one that Ron had, Ron Scarpa, that to me, that was like even better because it was more protection, not as much as the one that would strap across and hold you, but you might as well develop something with shoulder pads and what, those pinions coming up in the air and lock your head like you're in a halo. That would be the best protection for your neck. But guess what? That's not smart barefooting, and you certainly are going to fall using that. So the real question I wanted, and what I want to share with you guys, if you've got someone that has fallen in a serious injury, the solution is not to get a neck brace and find out which neck brace works. Number one, if you feel it's serious enough and you're really worried, definitely get a diagnosis. If there's no acute diagnosis that you may have sprained your neck or something like that, you may have whatever. I'm not going to get into the medical side of it. That's not my forte. But when you're done with that and you get back into it, the key is baby stepping. It's not neck braces. It's baby stepping. And I could go in a different live thing. I'll go into helping you, whether if it's different process, if it's forwards, a different process, if it's backwards. But my passion on this subject is, like, for this, let's take this exact scenario, because I'm going to post the video that this guy took of his girlfriend falling really hard. In her case, it's very classic. I'll see if where's the camera like this. So when people barefoot and without ankle flex. They get up and they feel the water, and they kind of just leave their feet kind of dangling like that. They just push them forward, and as long as the front edge of the foot's up, they kind of just let their feet and the water pressure hold them there. That's not correct. Any of you who followed my teaching, we talk about point flex, heels to your butt, and you feel your shins and your ankles flexing. The rest of your body can be more relaxed, not your core, and maybe shoulder roll, meat hook, power band, all good stuff. But in this particular case, this no, her feet just laid there. It was bound that she was going to catch. The lesson is you want to correct that. A safe, which I've always taught in my no-fall barefoot technique, is while you're sitting down, 25, 28 miles an hour. Ironman shorts, great barefoot. Ours is, I think, is, I guarantee it's the best, so I would use that. You have another one, that's okay. Really good shorts underneath it, so you can sit at 25 to 28 without spraying your face, and practice putting your feet in, ankles flex, and back, and riding 25 to 28. Don't stand up. If you can't set your feet in here, now if that girl, the way she fell, she could not have brought her feet back. She could have set her feet out in front, and the telltale indicator would have been, I would have told her that her feet are too far forward. If she tried to bring them back, you see how my hands are kind of down? The feet are going to catch. If you flex your ankles and bring them back, now you can glide. So the way to check that, you don't have to come to me, have a barefoot lesson to do this. I can send you information on it. I can help you through a ton of different ways. But if you, here's your own way to diagnose it. Sit in the three-point position, knees together, feet wide, back by your butt, knees, feet wide, and then ankles flex. If you can sit there at 25 to 28 miles an hour comfortably enough to where you can actually look over at the boat, breathe, smile, maybe even wave for a picture, that's the kind of carefulness we want to take, especially, like I'm that way for everyone, ideally. The only person that doesn't work really well for is an older athlete that has really bad flexibility. So I'm very careful to, if I can't have them bring their ankles way back and their knees together because they don't have the flexibility of a preteen Swedish boy, I get it that they're older. They're not going to have that. That doesn't mean they can't barefoot. But now what we do is an imperfect position out front. But as they come up, we just reinforce the shoulder roll, the meat hook, so they're safe in a less than perfect glide, but their upper body will keep them safe if they have their chest out, shoulders back. So anyway, fix this girl's problem. We first got to fix down. We fix down at 25 miles an hour. If she doesn't fix her ankle flex and bring them back, she will fall. But guess what? She fell at 25. She fell down. She is not going to hurt her neck. The only way she could really get hurt if she tried to hang on. But we always teach that if your feet aren't coming in right, the driver's responsibility is bring the speed down. If they're in a bad position, just let them sink in instead of hurt them. So I'm getting long-winded here. Let's wrap this up because I didn't mean for it to be this long, but I'm really passionate about no-fall barefooting and helping people get back into barefoot. I get people every day like, listen, I'm such and such an age, or I've had this injury, or I've been sick, or I had a hip replacement, knee replacement, head replacement, I don't know, everything replacement. Can I get back into barefooting? You can if you do it smart, okay? We got Sam Bell out there barefoots on one foot. God bless him, man. That's inspirational. I think you could barefoot again, regardless of what you've gone through, but you got to be safe, okay? As far as neck braces, if you want to talk about which one to have, fine, but that's not a conversation I like to get into because I'd like to keep you away from neck braces. Now, if you are a top barefooter, you're probably not even listening to this. But if you're someone else who's getting into barefooting, want to continue barefooting, have fun, I'm not a big fan of neck braces for the simple reason is that it's masking an issue that we got to fix. So that's my take on neck braces. I'm a big fan of being slow speeds, slow everything down, get real safe, and you got to start building up set after set of not falling, whatever it takes. If it means not standing up, great. Let's just get you skiing longer and longer. You need to get through a pass without falling. Then you need to get through a set without falling. Then you need to get days of sets without falling. This is when the confidence comes. This is when it gets exciting. And if you're a dad out there trying to get your kids involved, you be the guy that goes out there and try barefooting without falling. If you need help with that, email me, message me, send me, if you guys got ideas for this that you want me to talk about, I'll talk about them. I can help you. Your kids are not idiots. If they go and see you fall at 42 miles an hour, if you already know how, why would they get out there and do it? I mean, they're not dumb. If your dad telling you, hey, no, I'm going to take it easy when you're drinking your Advil and you're trying to get them motivated to go out in the boat, or your girlfriend or your wife or whoever, you start instilling confidence that you can barefoot super slow speeds and without. That's my passion. The truth is, and for a challenge to a more intermediate practice, just for anybody, barefooter can go 40 miles an hour. Working your way down to 30 and 30 miles an hour. Like that video that I put out there of me going 23 miles an hour behind. A lot of people go, oh, it's on this fly high. I put that down pylon height. But the point is this, it does take more to go that slow. The key to that, actually, you squeeze your leg and the plume coming off your feet is so powerful. It's like sitting on a fire hydrant, and it's literally, if you can stay on the plume, it actually lifts you. So that's the key. If you have your legs apart, the plume goes through your legs and you don't get that upward force that supports you at those slow speeds. There's a little trick for you. So anyway, this is the deal, barefooting and neck braces. If you have to wear a neck brace and you're not one of the top guys in the world, I would seriously reconsider, or talk to me, email me, message me. Let me show you how to barefoot without falling. Does it apply to backwards? Yes, it does. I can show you guys how to backwards barefoot without falling. Does that mean that you will never fall? No, it doesn't mean that, but I can show you and get you started and help you making changes to not fall. My son Zane, obviously he's got me helping here, which is a huge advantage, but he learned to barefoot when he was 4, and he's literally fallen 2 times or 3 times since he's now 13 years old. So, that's with my help, but any of you can do what I do. I've literally written out the older, dumber me that fell really hard and about ripped my head off and broke my neck. Yes, I was doing some of the world's most advanced stuff under the greatest pressure of, say, a Worlds or whatever. And so that is different. A lot of people go, oh, well, Lane, I know you, and you fell a bunch of times. We're like, yes, I did. I wasn't as smart as I am, or as wise, I should say, as I am now at 55. So I want to impart to you guys the blessing. I want to be, what it was, this quote today, strive not to be a success, but rather to be a value. My value for you today is that I would love to show you the joys of barefooting, forwards, backwards, tumble turns, 1 foot. We can keep climbing that ladder higher and higher and keep it safe if you make smart decisions. So hopefully you guys found this of value. I hope this is great. And if some of you guys are on the forums and the Barefoot forums, please do me a favor. Follow me, click the like button. Please leave me a comment. It really helps if you guys would leave me comments. I'm going to post this also on my YouTube channel, Dog, D-A-W-G TV. So it's youtube.com Dog TV. This will also be posted on my blog at the Footer's Edge. And if you guys got ideas or things that you want to see, please leave me a comment. The comments on this are absolutely critical. I will answer every one of your comments. I will answer every one of your emails. I may not get it immediately, but I promise you, I will personally answer all that stuff. So anyway, God bless you. Expect a miracle today. And I look forward to another live at another time. Also, I know this isn't the ideal time. Like I said, I'm just testing this out. But you guys, thanks for being here. God bless you, and let's spread the word to as many people as possible about the possibility of barefooting at super slow speeds and without falling. All right. Also, go to the Footer's Edge. If you're not joined, enter your name and email right below this. I think it gives it to you. And you enter the name and email. It'll take you to a page. You can click on the ebook, download my free ebook, Be the Best Barefooter on Your Lake. And whatever you need, I'm here to serve. So God bless you guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.